Weekly Wednesday Sessions is devoted to Seattle's musical history in the jazz, funk, and soul scene. We will be exploring artists' history and influences in a live stream format where you, the audience, will have a chance to interact while enjoying on-the-spot live performances with me, Joey Walbaum, aka Soulbaum. Please take a moment to share this video and turn up the sound because Weekly Wednesday Sessions begins now.
How's it going? Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Weekly Wednesday Sessions. This is session number 3, and I'm here with Alex Dugdale.
Hey, good to be here, everybody.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to start out with the tune to kind of get things going, and after that, we will begin the interview. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. And please take a moment to share this if you, if you could, that'd be great. All right, here we go. show has begun.
Oh,
All right.
That was awesome.
Hey, yeah. Well, shoot. It's been so. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I haven't played with a horn player and like it's been since the beginning of quarantine. I think. Oh wait, no. There was one show. There was one.
There's always one.
Wait, because there was with Marina. Yes, Marina Christopher. We have a couple of those, but. It just feels so good to have that, and it's been so long since I played with you.
Dude, I can't, like, I think maybe at the Sea Monster, like, a year ago, like, or like a year before quarantine, maybe?
Right.
Yeah, like, I mean, I see you, like, I saw you around all the time, at all these venues, but, like, very rarely did we ever actually get to, like, play together.
Truly.
Oh, man, this is such a treat, man. Thank you for having me.
Such a treat for me, man. I'm so appreciative of you being here, like, really. Absolutely, man. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you about the whole thing here is I wanted to feature artists that are involved in the improvisation scene. That's like my main focus. So, can you tell me a little bit about your world of improvisation? Like what is Seattle like? What do you think of when you think the word improvisation?
Yeah. Oh man. I mean, in a specifically musical context, I'm thinking about it like a language. It's like having a conversation with a random person. Are you able to clearly communicate an idea, or are you just gonna kind of just go off the cuff? It's kind of like meeting somebody for the first time. Like, how do you present yourself? What do you talk about? Let's see where the conversation goes.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's just a horn player, but like sometimes I dominate a conversation. Just like so many notes. But in my world of improvisation, it's there's a equal amounts of being proactive, right? Anticipating, but then also reacting. Let's see, how can I build on this?
Like for instance, just now there was a portion, where I'm going into sort of the staying in the different realm, and you start, started.
That was a completely different vibe, and I heard that. And so it's all about that interaction.
Yeah.
And especially as a teacher in the education world, the best thing that we can do as students of the world is to listen to what comes to us.
Right.
So
right. It is
a lot of listening, and
it's
then
all
you take
about
that
this.
for what you will, and that's how you find your voice.
Yeah. All about having those golden ears,
Yeah.
It takes a long time to develop, that's for sure.
It really does. You put your foot in your mouth a lot before you learn to listen.
Who is one of your favorite improv artists?
Okay. Let's see. I absolutely love the music of Cannonball Adderley.
Yeah.
Because he really combined, that straight ahead jazz with a soul vibe, in those 50s and 60s. I also have recently really started digging on the music of Eddie Harris, who started out as kind of like a straight ahead bop guy, but then kind of transitioned like in the 70s into like that serious funk and soul. So he has an incredible discography that everybody I think should check out. Incredibly diverse. I'm also a huge fan of the classics: Dexter Gordon, Hank Mobley, Lee Morgan, Freddie Hubbard. The greats. I watched a documentary not too long ago about the history of New Orleans jazz. I think it was called Up From the Streets.
Oh.
And I had the pleasure of being on a panel because I had spent a little bit of time in New Orleans, and digging into the bands like the Wild Chapachulas, the Wild Magnolias, I'm forgetting all the great bands to come out of that wonderful city.
What was your reason for being in New Orleans?
It's kind of like there are a few cities, right, in the States that are kind of like jazz meccas, or like you gotta take your pilgrimage, right? New York, absolutely. Kansas City, Missouri, right? New Orleans, you know, and
Yeah.
L.A., Chicago. You know, like there's some big places out there. So you know, New Orleans was the birthplace of it all. And so a few years back, I took a couple of weeks off and went down there, and I saved up a bunch of money, and just soaked in as much as I could of the city. I stayed just off the French Quarter, and
Oh wow.
I went walking around every day. I had so much food. I got so fat. But then I danced it all away in the streets, and I jammed. And again, it was really reaffirming that this power of music. Complete strangers, but like we both know through music that we can communicate, and people that I might not have anything to do with otherwise, we came together for some beautiful moments.
So what would you say you pulled? What would be like a golden moment that you experienced there? Like, was there this like was there a particular band or a particular solo even, or just like you walked into a venue and the vibe struck you?
To go back to go back to that first moment would be to go back to actually 2001, when I was 11.
Oh wow.
And this is the moment where I knew that I was going to be a musician.
Okay.
I was 11 years old, and I had been chosen to perform in the New York City Tap Festival, as part of the Young Talent Showcase. So I'm there in New York. I had just finished my rehearsal in the Duke on 42nd. So I was in the 42nd Street subway station with my mom, and this back then, because I was very small, this gigantic man, black dude with dreadlocks, was playing the kettle drums, right?
Yeah.
And he started to play "Take the A Train."
Ooh.
Right, and this is a song that many tap dancers know. You do the shim sham to, the kind of swing dance, tap dance anthem, so to speak. And so I was like, I know this song. I know what dance I can do to this song. And so I was like, Mom, can I dance with this guy? And she was like, you have to ask him. And so I went up and I asked him, can I dance? And he was like, yeah, man, whatever.
Cool.
And so I danced with this guy on the subway, and I mean, the rest is history, man. That was it. Two totally random strangers coming together and having that golden moment. It snapped. Everything felt right. There was no question. Everything else just kind of faded away. And suddenly everything in the world made sense. It was beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And from that moment on, I said,
Okay.
I'm going to do music. And,
Yeah.
And ever since then,
struck you right then and there,
and ever since then, whenever I'm playing with other people, whether an intimate duo setting like this, whether it's a larger venue, that connection of when I'm playing music with somebody, just the world makes sense to me, and I strive for that every time, and knowing that it not only comes from music, right, but also from somebody's personality, and you learn a lot about somebody through these deep, vulnerable musical interactions, and I have to say that I have to say that music is one of the strongest forces that I have ever encountered in life, and and as
agree.
musicians, we use it to bring people together and use it for good. And as long as I am able, I will continue to play music and get those connections, man.
Yeah. I have to say, like, music, it's transformative. Like it takes any moment wherever you are, and it seems to warp you. You can suddenly feel the vibe of the person next to you. There becomes this bonding experience. And I know as musicians, when we're improvising and we start to get on this channel, this wavelength, there's like an intuition that sort of becomes second nature. It becomes like instinctual. It becomes like, I know you're going to go there. I know you're going to go this direction because I feel it too, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. You really get to know somebody really well. through playing music, you know, and you know, listening to you play at the end of your solo, your dee doo dee doo. Like, I was like, okay, I know this is it, you know. And,
Yeah, exactly. That kind of language that develops and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It's really beautiful, and I'm lucky enough to have my own band, and to have members. The members were John Hansen, Cole Schuster, Max Holmberg, and Greg Feingold. So the 200 trio, basically, plus me and John.
Right.
But I've had this same personnel for almost 3, going on possibly 4 years. Funny how time flies, but you know, there are you know, we played enough gigs, and and especially, you know, Max, Greg, and Cole, like, they're just on it. You know, there's so much of that listening, communication, anticipation.
Yeah.
You know, it's so great.
I would agree. Playing with those cats, I have had some moments where it's just like, wow, how did you predict that? How did you just know? You just knew.
It's like an inside joke, man.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a joke, you know. But you know, it's just like, oh yeah, we all know what's coming.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you hang around your parents enough, and you're bound to hear the same story.
Yeah. You know, like with this first song, that whenever we start this show, I actually don't have a rehearsal with these cats that I bring in. And so we don't quite know what's going to happen. And so there is that air of anticipation and like what's happening, what's going to go, you know, all we knew is you know, this was the song, and we've heard it done 10,000 different ways. And you came at me just saying, hey, maybe let's do something funky with it.
Yeah.
Why not? By the way, killer introduction to your intro, the whole...
Oh, I thought you were talking about the video that you made.
No. But thank you. I appreciate that.
It was so good.
You guys, he was cracking up while it was playing. Oh my gosh. It was loving it, yeah. I spent so much time. I was like, I loved it. I loved doing
I gotta
that.
put that on my like Schoology or my Seattle Public Schools account.
Yes.
Like when parents go to email me, like that pops up.
Yeah. Feel free. I'll send it to you. That's fine. I'm all about that.
Yeah.
On this note, while we're talking about improvisation, hey, by the way, thank you again to everybody that's coming in. I wanted to just do a quick little shout out. Thank you to Marina. Thank you to John Winstead. Thank you to Dick Metcalf for coming in, and several others. I can't quite see everybody. It doesn't show me a list of everybody. If you talk, I can say something to y'all, but thank you again for coming in. I really appreciate it. I got to remember the camera's over here. Okay. I have another screen here. So on that note of improvisation, the next thing that I like to do with my show, like I always start out with a song, right? Something that we kind of know, just to kind of get warmed up, to get adjusted to the sound in the room and all that sort of stuff. So our first song is always kind of like that, just get ready sort of thing. And then what I want to do is we talk about improvisation, and I want to improvise something.
Absolutely.
Now, I know that we have a lot of kind of really up things going on. So I kind of want to challenge you to doing something
Even
more
up.
Yes. Even faster. No. 300, 1, 2, 1. No, okay.
Don't even get me started. My dad is so tired of me.
No, let's actually go the other direction.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I even just noticed your pitch bend that you were doing and how much control you have being able to bend from one note to another. That was very impressive.
Thank you.
Mass kudos. You know, if I had a hat,
thanks.
I'd be taking it off.
My parents are annoyed at how much I practice that.
It's like me as a singer, like singing like a long note forever and ever,
Like,
and it's
knock,
like
knock, knock. That doesn't sound good. Is that right? When are you gonna play a song?
Exactly. So on
I
that
love
note,
you, Mom and Dad.
yeah, well,
Thanks
we
for
all
paying
love
for
our
my
moms and
lessons.
dads. Yeah. So let's improvise something, and I would like to. We'll start out kind of a slow, and maybe we'll go into a groove sort of thing. I don't know. We don't know what's
see. Yeah.
going to happen.
improv.
We don't know what's going to happen. This is an improvisation. It's made up on the spot. So it should be good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Here we go.
We didn't even match on an app first. We just
No.
saw each other.
You're cracking me up, man. All right. If we can agree on a key, you want to play in G?
Sure. She's
All
nice.
right.
Pretty.
Oh,
pretty.
yeah.
Nice.
I thought we would do something a little different than
Yeah, no, I
than.
dig it, man. I dig
Yeah.
it. I like
That's
getting to play the
beautiful,
bendy
beautiful.
notes. There's a
Loved it.
a little while ago. I was I found all these like renaming of instruments, right? Because they did that with animals, and so but they did that with instruments, right? They had the tooty leather pole, the harp was like the naked piano. Right, the trombone was like the slidey fart horn. But my favorite was the saxophone, which they renamed the bendy sex whistle.
The bendy sex.
And so that's what
That's
so
awesome.
every time I play the saxophone, that's what I think about. I am playing a bendy sex whistle.
My friend Susan on here says he bends notes like the sax player in Duke's band. My favorite
Johnny
sax
Hodges,
style. Yeah, there you go.
What's she like?
Are you familiar with Prelude to a Kiss?
Oh, ooh, I do like that one. But I saved that. I saved that before a third date.
There you go. Hey, by the way, I just want to let you know that at any time, if you ever have a question or whatever, feel free to put it in here, and I will ask Alex, and we'll try to get that answered. All right. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is your history and your influences. So first off, okay, which instrument came first?
Tap dancing.
Okay. Oh yes.
Right, that other thing.
When you
I
were
do.
6. Is that correct?
Yeah. That's when I first started. So this is this is my origin story, right?
Yeah.
So when I was 4 years old is I saw Savion Glover on Sesame Street,
Oh.
and he was doing this sand dance.
Oh yeah.
Trying to put this little baby
That is
lion
the
to
coolest
sleep,
thing.
right?
The
so
getting
cool.
that thing going
that
on.
sound, the texture, and I was like
Like you're doing the brushes on the snare drum.
Exactly,
Right.
It's like the brushes.
Yeah. And then so you got inspired by Sesame Street to get started on the tap.
So I took tap dance lessons from starting at age 6, and then that story I told earlier about being in the subway in 2001. So I started playing clarinet in 4th grade, and then
Age 10, right?
9 or 10.
9, 10, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually started on clarinet as well.
See? There you
Yeah.
go. Nice. Yeah, man, I love me some clarinet. Oof, I love it so much. But at that point, I was in elementary school band, bull, 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 squeak,
Yeah.
But then, and after that experience in New York, I was like, I need to learn how to play whatever this jazz thing is.
Yeah.
And so that's when I picked up a tenor saxophone in 6th grade at Eckstein Middle School, and continued to play saxophone and tap dance and play clarinet, and then I added bass clarinet in 8th grade, switched to alto saxophone in 9th
Wow.
grade, and then I went to college in upstate New York, where I continued to play saxophone and tap dance at the University of Rochester. And I spent the summer in Disneyland, which is really fun.
Oh, can you pull the mic closer to
All right,
yourself
totally.
when we get to this interview
You can do a little
spot?
bit of this.
Yeah, when we're doing interviewing, go ahead and pull the mic
Yeah,
up to you.
no, this
and
is
we can-
nice.
we can
It's
kinda-
nice, yeah.
All right.
Hopefully
there we go.
everyone can hear what I'm saying.
Thank
better.
you, Susan. Thank you for the note out there.
Thank you, Susan.
She's actually my music teacher when
Oh.
yes, when I was in elementary school.
Nice.
And I started out on clarinet, like I said,
Yeah.
and then I moved over to trumpet. Right? When did you pick up trumpet?
Oh, about 5 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like, that's when I, like, learned how to, like, play a scale or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, like most sax players, I put a trumpet to my face and either made no sound or just a really high sound. But then but when I came back to Seattle, I had some jobs lined up with teaching middle school, well, 4th through 8th grade band at some private Catholic schools. And I was
Okay.
like, wow, I guess I actually need to learn how to play trumpet. And so I started practicing trumpet, and
Yeah.
it's a super fun instrument.
Okay. Yeah.
I agree. So yeah, I came
I
back to
agree.
Seattle in 2013.
Next week, actually, we have. Sorry to cut you off. Sorry. Next week we have Chris C.D. Littlefield that's going to be in the house. Speaking of trumpet players,
Yes,
so I wanted to go ahead
dude.
and put that out. For the
Okay, but
audience.
like real quick, Chris CD, dude, he is one of the most fantastic people I've ever met, and you know there are so many people on the scene that I owe so much of me being where I am today in terms of opportunities. Chris has done so much for me. He is an incredible man, an incredible musician. I owe him more than I can ever repay, and so by teaching and giving out positive energy the way he would, I try and pay it forward. I can't pay him back, so I pay it forward. Incredible man. So now that I know that he's going to be here next week, I'm just going to stand in the window and make faces.
That's great. Yeah, you crack him up.
I will. Yeah, it'll be
I'll leave
it'll be
the window
so-
open
do it,
for
do
you
it,
so
do
you
it,
can,
do it.
you can
Yes.
just jump up and
I
down
will.
or something.
I will. Yeah, I'll just be making comments. Woo!
Yeah.
I'll be woo girling underneath your window.
Oh, that's so awesome. I wish you all could see the smile on my face. I'm smiling like ear to ear with this. This is just is awesome. It's awesome. I'm like, okay, yeah. So I have CD next week, and
Nice.
I'm trying to respect the quarantine and all that sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Keep Alex.
This is
here
my
safe.
own mic, so
Yeah.
it's not his.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
We're-
breathing all over his mic.
We're all being good. Cool. Awesome. Let's see. Is there any particular artist that influenced you heavily besides the tap dancer from the I forget his name. Can you say his name again?
Blah, blah, blah. Savion Glover.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, there have been many influential artists. I really enjoyed Arthur Duncan, Sammy Davis Jr., Gregory Hines. I actually had the good fortune of taking a couple of classes and performing with Gregory Hines a couple of times.
Wow.
An incredible,
Really?
incredible performer. He was actually in a couple of movies and had some guest star roles. Incredible, like all-around entertainer. A couple of other artists that have had a huge impact on me were Duke Ellington and the way he wrote music and kind of had just all these people with very they were very self-assured people. They knew who they were, they knew what they were about, and they were able to express themselves through their medium. I've also been reading a lot of Langston Hughes lately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very. It's always like that's something that I always find myself coming back to a little bit. It's so interesting reading works from so long ago and how many of the themes or the things discussed in these works are still relevant today. It's a nice reminder of that there's not one single way to be, right? And so I've been,
Yeah.
very much diversifying.
You
who I'm
are
around.
definitely the definition of that. That's for sure. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
multi-instrumentalist. By the way, make sure you're hanging around because there's a video. I managed to get permission to show this video to you of Alex here tap dancing, and you killed it. You just
Oh, thank
absolutely
you.
killed it, and I'm just.
Thank you.
And it has Devon Lewis on drums.
Yeah.
And it has Greg Feingold on bass.
Yeah. Funny story about that video. I think I did a pretty good job in that video, and those were my favorite pair of pants.
Yes.
I love those pants, but
They were awesome.
but it was funny. After the video shoot, one of the camera women said to me, "You'd be really good if you weren't so fat."
Oh no.
I'm just like, okay,
Oh,
I thought I did a
on.
pretty good job, but I'll let you all be the
I
judge
thought
of
you were
that.
amazing. I love how you like jump and clap your hands and do the kick
Yeah, I mean,
all
I
at
was
the
able
same
to
time.
do toe stands, No, it was that was a really fun one, and to dance trio like that was a really cool
And
experience,
it's a really cool venue and everything too.
Yeah, we were just
Camera
outside
work?
the Allen Thistle.
You know what? I'm talking so much about it that
Should
I
probably
think
just
we
show
should
'em.
just go ahead and show it. Would you all like to see it?
It's called a show and tell.
You
We're doing
know,
a lot of telling.
yeah,
We gotta do the
Yeah,
show.
we might as well do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was planning on holding it off a little bit longer, but
Nah.
I just can't. I just can't.
it.
Okay.
Do it. Give in.
All right, here we go. Susan Foley said saw you in Kirkland with SRJO. Yeah,
Oh.
Seattle Repertory Jazz
yeah,
Orchestra.
yeah.
Yes, and
Absolutely. We
you've
can
done
talk
a
more about
lot
that.
of work with that. So we'll talk
Yeah,
about
we can
we'll
talk
talk
more
about
about
that as soon
SRJO.
as this tap video is over, because I know there's so many people that are eager to see it.
Yes.
Now that we've kind of built it up so much.
Here
And
for
you
it.
mentioned the tap so many times. It's like it started your music career. Tap.
It really did.
Tap has started your music career, and you just have just shot off. So, all right. So here it is. Is there a name for this particular song?
Yeah. The name of this song is called Mr. X.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually found it when I was doing a YouTube tap dancing search. It was with Jimmy Slide, Joe Jones, and I think it was George Benson on guitar. They were doing this thing called Mr. X, so
Okay.
that's where we took it from.
Oh, cool. I'm glad you said that because I wasn't sure from the video. So here we are, Mr. X. Hey, I see the love flying. You see all these hearts all going.
Aw.
All right. Awesome. Isn't that awesome? I don't know. I was super impressed.
Not bad for a fat guy.
I'm so bad. No, not at all. I don't think you're fat
it's
either,
pretty
so
good.
It's
Oh,
all right.
thanks.
Don't even worry about that. No.
You're sweet.
You're good. So this has been an absolute joy. Again, I'm here with Alex Dugdale. For those of you who are just joining in, and he's a multi-instrumentalist. He's a tap dancer first, as you just saw, witnessed. He got inspired by Sesame Street, which is where he saw it first, and then just learned all these different instruments, and he's very, very good at all of them. And we want to talk a little bit about the different artists that you've gotten to work with. Let's start off with David Meter.
Oh yeah, David Meter, one of the most gifted piano players I have ever met and have had the pleasure to play with, and I am honored to call him a close friend.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
yeah, he and I studied together for a year at the Eastman School of Music, and then he went to Florida to study there, and then finished up, I believe, at the. It was either Juilliard or Manhattan. I don't know. I was working like 10 different jobs at the time when he was doing his graduate school. But he was a regular at Dizzy's Club in New York. Yeah, he has and I think he came second at the Monk competition, but is now piano faculty at the University of North Texas.
Yeah. Right. And he's
are you pulling up his bio?
Yeah, I have his. I have it sitting here actually.
Yes.
Let's see, the first music commission of the New York Youth Symphony.
Yes.
Get a slot in the BMI Jazz Composers Workshop. Hard to get that sort of stuff, but yeah. ASCAP Young Jazz Composer Award.
Yeah.
The University of Texas, youngest instructor employed at one of the nation's most renowned music programs. So,
yeah. And I have a lot of embarrassing stories about him that I won't tell. I just, David, if you catch this, and I'm going to tag you in this post, just know that I'm not telling people about your nefarious activities at the dim sum and etc. The most immature. No, it was all me. No, So David is a very talented and accomplished musician. And one of the nicest people you will ever meet, and I've had the privilege of bringing him up to Seattle a couple of times to do a series of shows. The last time was last February. Good thing we did it, right before the shutdown.
Yeah. Congratulations on getting that in.
Yeah. I mean, it was a beautiful run of shows. And we just finished. We did the Soma Towers Resonance Hall. It's a beautiful venue. And I was actually just there before coming here doing a taping for the Heart of Bellevue Jazz and Blues Music Series. My band will be featured on that October 9th at 7 p.m. So you can go to maybe we can include a thing about the Bellevue.
You said October 9th
October 9th. It's the Heart of Bellevue Jazz and Blues Series. I think I'm saying that right. When I was just there, they had it, printed out and taped for me to say, so I didn't actually have to remember it.
Okay, so it's there. All right, I threw it into the chat there, so anybody who's trying to remember, it's right there for you all.
Yeah.
Awesome, excellent. Speaking of venues, these beautiful venues and stuff that exist in our city, I have caught you several times down at one of the most awesome jam sessions I feel that happens. It's a jazz jam. Happens on Monday nights, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And that is at the Capitol Cider.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. Capitol Cider was an amazing venue. And I actually worked as the music booker. I guess the official term was curator.
Really?
So I booked the shows there for a little while, and for a little bit was in charge of the guest stars for about 2 years.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask for like an end, but I guess you're done.
No. I think I still have some pull. No, but yeah, that was an incredible, fun basement venue. The Monday night jams there were spectacular. Just a wonderful, diverse array of folks. Singers, dancers, poets, horn players, and musicians of all kinds, and all instruments. And there's the kind of place where people would bring, their musician friends, and everybody would jam. Super fun, super inclusive. World music, everything from, super hardcore dirty blues to the most sophisticated, jazz to the most upbeat, fiery, South American Latin music, and everything in between.
Seeing them dancing and stuff. Oh my, the dancing down there, the vibe, the vibrant vibe that's down there is just like, I remember just going down there. That was like my first impression, I believe, when I went to Capitol Cider, was walking in on a Latin vibe thing going on, the fire, the samba, something like that happening. I wish I could remember what tune or who exactly it was. There was a woman that was hosting at the time. I'm forgetting her name right now. She was kind of a shorter woman.
I haven't heard from her from so long.
I know.
Says somebody in the chat needs to help me out because I'm so embarrassed.
Does anybody remember? If you're out there, if somebody's out there,
I'm so
happens to remember.
Yeah,
this name,
I'm so embarrassed. No, she was the usual singer that was with Jeff and Dean and Julio, and I'm forgetting her name, and I'm gonna get so much crap for this later.
I'm sorry for bringing it up.
No, it's okay. Adriana.
Oh, there we go.
Adriana.
Yeah, there we go.
Geez. Okay. Yeah. No, I remembered.
You've been a star.
Also fun. Yeah, right. Also fun little insider story. The logo for those for the cider sessions is what we called it. The logo for the cider sessions, I designed.
Oh.
So I designed the logo. Yeah.
Wait, so you're an artist too?
I'm also a visual artist. No, I just know that I can turn a bass clef backwards and have it be a C.
Thanks, Michelle, for throwing that in there. Yeah. Wait, say that last sentence you said again.
Oh, I know that a treble clef looks like an S and a bass clef looks like a C.
Oh.
So huge visual artist over here. I'm good with shapes.
Seems good. I'm like inhaling my mask, laughing so hard. Okay. And then so Capitol Cider. Also, they're very. Oh, can anybody guess how many ciders they have on circulation down there? I'm curious. Go ahead and throw out some numbers or whatever. And
do you have the number?
I know.
Do you have the?
I know how many taps.
And how many bottles?
How many things?
Because there's also a bottle shop.
Oh yeah.
Because they also have bottles too that you can buy. You can drink them there or to go. Okay.
He's gonna take a guess.
I want to say 36.
Well, okay, so there's two numbers to guess.
Okay.
All right, so this is for you all out there, if you can guess these numbers. The one number is how many do they have in rotation, and the other number is how many is available on the spot right there.
I'm going to say 36 available on the spot. And
lower.
Lower. Okay. 25.
A little bit lower.
18.
A little bit higher.
20.
22.
22.
I'm
wow.
not gonna have you you got so close.
I was so close. Yeah.
22. But they have over 200 different ciders in rotation.
That's incredible.
It's pretty amazing. I wonder how many different types they have kept stored in the back, like in the bottle, like you said. I didn't see that.
And I think that number is included. Like the bottles are included.
What's that website there? It's capitalcider.com. Is that?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because there's Capitol Cider House. Don't go to that one. That's Washington D.C.
Yeah, don't go to that one.
So capitalcider.com.
Yeah, and in addition to having a whole bunch of different ciders available, they also have an incredible gluten-free kitchen, scratch kitchen, and they also cater to a lot of food allergies. I have some friends coming from out of town who had celiacs. and other, very serious food allergies.
Wow.
And like, where can we go? We don't necessarily want vegan food. It's like, let's go to Capital Cider.
There you have it.
It's
true. Yeah, for those that don't know, a scratch kitchen means that everything that they make there, they really are creating. They're using raw ingredients and making the dishes full. It's super top-notch food. So by all means, when everything opens up, or if I think they are doing some service and stuff like that. So
they are. I think they're doing to go. So yeah.
So please support Capital Cider. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it out there because they're like they really are a big thing for for the community, for the music community. So I really want to make sure we're supporting them in this time. We've been talking for a while. Maybe we should play another song.
Yeah, let's play a little tune.
All right, let's go ahead and do that.
Which one are you thinking?
I am thinking we should.
Is it Waltz O'Clock?
Yeah, Waltz O'Clock. Yes.
Nice, Waltz O'Clock.
All right, so this next tune is an original song by Alex Dugdale here, and it's called Schwaltz, spelled Swaltz. I'll put it in the thing here. So it's a waltz with an S. Now, is there a reason for the S? Does that stand for anything, or is it?
It totally. So, the small story. So way back in the day, I would do instrumental music demos with the 200 trio. So I would demonstrate every instrument, and it was super fun. And after one demo, this kid was like, "That was the swaggiest thing we had ever heard." And I was like, "I have no idea what this means because I'm old as." And so, pretty cool term. And then I wrote this waltz, and I thought it was kind of a swaggy waltz. So it's a swaggy waltz.
Sorry, I got distracted for a moment because somebody is super excited that you pulled out a trumpet.
Yeah.
Again, we're with Alex here. He's a multi-instrumentalist. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. wow. That's so much fun. That's so much fun. It's a fun tune.
It's a good tune.
Absolutely fun tune.
Yeah, thanks.
Trying to be kind to myself. Be kind to myself.
No, you did great. You did great.
Thank
It sounded amazing.
It's fun. It's super fun tune. I had fun really going through it. I spent a lot of time working on getting all the show stuff ready, and then I got to your tunes, like I was practicing them, and I was like getting it all memorized and off the thing, and then you know how it is. You get in the music thing, and you start getting the excitement.
And things start flowing, and you can like all of a sudden spend 4 hours, and you're like, oh man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's so much fun. I just had so much fun practicing all this stuff, and I'm so glad and honored, absolutely honored to get a chance to play your music with you.
Dude, thank you so much. It's
really
an honor to be here. It really is, and it's odd, how in this quarantine and this pandemic, how it has, brought people closer together. You think about, I know a lot of folks have like a little pod of people that they, see or interact with, like, oh, I have socially distanced lunch with a friend every Friday. That's been our thing since school shut down. We both work for the district, and we're like, hey, our schedules finally line up, kind of. Let's get a mask and to-go food and sit in the park every Friday. And it's amazing. How even by being separated, you examine your relationships with people, and I'm really thankful for this opportunity. As terrible as it might be out there, I always try and find the good. And learning from it. And, I'm so thankful for being here with you. I love being here with you. That's all I'm trying to say.
That's super sweet of you to say. It's
I am a diabetic.
Okay, that's one thing.
No, it's funny.
So... cracking me up, dude.
Guys, I'm breaking Joey. He's never gonna have me on again. He can't stop laughing.
Like I said, this smile, like I have this mask on, but you don't see that. Underneath this mask, I am beaming. Actually, I'm just like I'm cracking up. Man, it's such a joy, absolute joy to work with you. And I have to admit, I was a little intimidated after hearing like you working with Meter, and watching some of his videos and being like, whoa. And he's coming here to play.
Dude, no, man, like I can barely keep up with him.
Oh man, he probably has a hard time
like
up with
himself. I love David so much, but like his vocabulary and sense of music is just so expansive and so vast that his default setting is like it's like talking to a thesaurus. Right, or talking with a dictionary. He has vocabulary and words for days that I can only dream of communicating at that high a level. And that's incredible, and I cherish every moment that I get to be that I get to play with somebody who is at such a high level. That being said, I like where I am. I'm gonna strive to keep learning my vocabulary, but also, there's something to be said, for like walking into a room and being like, "Hey, fart joke? Yeah, fart joke."
Hey, I just want to say also that I'm so grateful that you are on my music. That is the It's All Right, the song that I'm putting out here soon.
Yes! Oh, dude, I had so much fun with that. And you had a chart. You didn't make me learn horn parts by ear.
Yes,
you got so many bonus points.
I know it's almost unheard of when it comes to bands. It's like, wait.
Horns. Can you do like a I was like, what?
Oh, you're like, okay, hold on.
Can you please write that out? No, you had charts. It was amazing.
Thank you.
I love the tune.
Thank you.
It's great.
Excellent. Yeah, please put that out there.
Oh, I will.
I have this song coming out called "It's All Right," which is all about bringing friends together. And I don't think you've actually even heard the vocal over the top of the whole thing yet.
I have not.
Yeah, so
I have
it's a
not.
little
I
bit of a
just
secret for you on a level. So, but just so you know, it is all about being able to count on friends to lift you up, and especially in times like this, you know. And so, actually, I will show you before you leave.
Nice. I can't
so
wait.
That way, it won't be a complete surprise of like, oh, that's what I was on.
I also have a COVID song coming out, but it's much less heartfelt and more like, you know, it's about being single during a pandemic. It's very much tongue in cheek.
Okay, so
but be on the lookout for that. It's hilarious.
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I'm trying to. I want to. Let's see, because we kind of reached our point here.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we've talked about everything.
Oh, we haven't talked about all the bands I'm in.
Is there was a question earlier. I saw it pop up. Let me see. Question for Alex. Oh, Alex, have you experienced discrimination or backlash in dance or in life as a dancer who is male?
Yes.
And thank you, Susan, for the question. I appreciate it.
I have, but nothing. You know, I mean, it's all on like kind of a sliding scale, I suppose. I have gotten some like disparaging comments, not since I graduated high school, but definitely in middle school, and early high school, things were rough. Teenagers are terrible people. We all know that. That's why my cutoff with most students is like 12 or 13. It's like, yeah, I want you but middle school is hard. And I was big into tap dancing, and I had jeans that were just a little too short. And I just gotten diagnosed with diabetes. I was a skinny little guy, and they're like, "Oh, he's super gay. Let's beat the shit out of him."
Oh, no.
Right? So there was a bit of that. But since then, the worst that I've gotten, is things like that fat comment.
Yeah.
It's like, "Oh, you're a little big to be a tap dancer, don't you think?" Wow. I was like, "Oh, well, you're kind of the right size to be a complete." Like so.
Meanwhile, you completely killed it in front of him. Yeah, it's just like
exactly.
That was somebody that was videoing, right?
Yeah,
well, that's just nuts.
Yeah. So, but nothing super discriminatory said to my face. There was a time I was doing a show, and my parents were there, and they overheard a conversation. At a table in front of them, and somebody said, "Wow, he's such an amazing dancer." And then this other person says, "Well, it's in their blood." And I was like, "Okay, like that's kind of messed up." But like, it's like saying all white people love, Birkenstocks and trail mix. While that might be true, I also love Birkenstocks and trail mix.
Well, let me ask, what's that other one? Like, can you pick up a bass and just play it too?
I mean yeah.
Because that's like a running joke. In
that
like
is,
South
yeah.
Park,
No. Toe can get the bass guitar to your basement. And he's like, "There was." I was like, "I told you." Yeah. Damn it. Yeah. No. So so like on the one hand, it's like, yeah, that's a little racist, but many like it was even said by Savion Glover in his Tony Award-winning show, "Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk." If you're black, you can tap, and not to get like too into
What's funny is I haven't really heard that particular thing myself,
and I haven't heard it outside of this show. But the more I examine cultures, and there's a lot to be said, and I kind of think about the hard work versus talent kind of a thing. And I was raised, I'm adopted, so I was kind of, for lack of a better term, raised white.
Okay.
Right? But both of my parents were in the medical field. They enjoyed music, but were not very musical themselves. And so all of this music from inside of me did not come from them, but it was very much nurtured by them. Right, they saw that I had this in me, and they, let me, pursue, develop, explore, and I noticed that, so some people just have that, and some people don't. But, in certain cultures, there's a certain rhythm about people. Actually, my old middle school band director, I think, put it best. He said, "You watch somebody walk down the street, you can see if they walk with a triplet feel or a straight eighth note feel."
Oh, Oh, interesting.
Right? So some people are straight eighth note walkers, some people are triplet walkers. And I also am a triplet walker. You know,
I always say I think there's a black woman, like a black woman's spirit inside of me. Like,
oh yeah, no, you don't need no man.
Okay, so let's see. Is there any other questions? I don't see any other questions out there, so we'll move on. So the last thing I want to ask, because we're at the end of our show here, so I want to give you an opportunity to mention if there's anything that is coming up, anything that our audience should be getting ready to tune into and whatnot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, a few things to draw attention to. My own band, Alex Dugdale's Fade Quintet, we will have an album out very soon. So you can be on the lookout for that. You know, be monitoring my website, my Instagram, which is Fade Jazz. You can follow us on Instagram. And also some Facebook from Fade as well, although that's less active. So I'd say your best bet is to email me through my website or follow Fade Jazz. Actually, I believe it's fade.jazz on Instagram.
Okay. Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram, fade.jazz. Period jazz.
Oops, fade.jazz.
Yeah.
I put Joss.
Jaws Queen.
Oh, I love you. Thank you
Here
so
for
much. You're awesome. I love it. Let's see. So here's his Instagram on there for all y'all to be able to find.
Jaws.
Yas.
Swedish for Jaws.
Let's see.
So there's that. So we have an album coming out. And as I mentioned earlier, and I think Joey threw that in the chat. My band is part of the Heart of Bellevue Jazz and Blues Music Series that will be coming up in early October. I believe our performance date is October 9th, but you can check out the Downtown Bellevue Jazz and Blues Festival for that. And also, I will be, as Joy mentioned, I did some work with, or still do some work with the Seattle Repertory Jazz Orchestra.
Hey, what are some of the artists that you've played with there? Because then you had a huge list. So just rattle a few names off, just so people have an idea of what they could see.
Carmen Bradford, who is she's an amazing vocalist. We've had Bill Holman, we've had Christian McBride, we've had Maria Schneider, we've had Roxy Koss, we've had Terrell Stafford. Who else? I mean, just so many. And incredible local artists as well. Ignacio Baroa. And it was oh my gosh, just an amazing slew of incredible guest musicians. And I look forward to upcoming seasons where we get to bring that back. Anat Cohen we had that was incredible.
Wow.
I have to say that my two favorites were Maria Schneider.
That would be, I bet one of my. What was it like to work with her? Dude, I've always been curious.
Okay, so
she's so intense on stage. The music is intense.
Yeah. So you ever have a teacher, right, that scared the living piss out of you?
Well,
that you just respected, Susan. That you just Were you terrified of Susan? It's like a little bit. No, like a teacher that scared the crap out of you, but you loved so much, and they were so good, right, at what they did, and you were intimidated by their skill level, but they were like kind and understand. Man, that was Maria Schneider's aura was just like, that they're like 100 levels above you in terms of life, but in the moment, that you're playing with them, they are right there beside you, guiding you. guiding the entire band with a soft and firm hand, like the firm and gentle, like that perfect combination with that authority, that intensity, and just like she just showed you the way, just like this is how you do it. And, oh my dude, it was an incredible experience, oh my gosh, what an amazing human being. Also a graduate of Eastman.
Really?
Yeah, where I went to school. Actually, funny story. We were doing a song. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was kind of like a New Orleans-y feel. And I was like, oh yeah, I love that song. It would have been a great thing to tap dance on. And she was like, you tap dance? And I was like, yeah, but like I really dig the rhythms, kind of, And she was like, do you have your shoes? It's like, yeah. It's like, well, it's too bad you don't have a stage. It's like, I have a stage. Because I always carry my tap board and my tap shoes in my car. Just in case. No,
so
and that's how it happened.
If you ever see Alex, you can just ask him, hey, can you tap for me? And he'll just pull out the board.
And $50 later, I'll pull out the board. No, but that's how it happened. But that's literally how she was like, oh, man, you tap dance? That's so cool. And I was like, yeah, and she's like, too bad there's no stage. It's like, I have a stage. Well, too bad you don't have your shoes with you. I have my shoes. Well, then go get them. And then so that's how I tap danced with Maria Schneider.
Wow, that's so amazing. And also you were that you tell that story, and it's reminded me of the fact that you got the Golden Ear Award and was featured in my mind. City Arts, right? Or Earshot. Oh my gosh, I'm so. Oh my! All my jazz friends out there are gonna.
They're coming for you, man.
They're gonna be so disappointed.
Hey, man, they got the jazz people coming for me. I got Adriana coming for me. We are marked for death. No, the Earshot Jazz Golden Ear Award. Yeah. I believe that was 2016. I was nominated for and was awarded the Emerging Artist of the Year.
Oh, right.
And oh my gosh, it was a huge surprise, and an even bigger honor to receive that acknowledgement of the work that I had done and was going and am continuing to do. There's to go on a small tangent about the Seattle scene, because you asked me about that, when we first got started here. There's an incredible support for the arts, and jazz. Out here with Earshot Jazz, Repertory Jazz Orchestra, and almost every single, music school out here teaches jazz and improvisation in some role. So Seattle is it improvisatory? I'm making up words.
Yes.
City.
Yes.
It's at its
why
core.
We start there. It's why we always start there with the show.
Exactly. And so, that's at its core. And, and I'd like to take this moment to give a big thank you to Earshot Jazz for supporting me as an artist and for supporting the Seattle music scene, however they can. And, all the different groups supporting not only the traditional straight-ahead jazz ensembles, but also alternative jazz, and stuff that's, not necessarily like straight-ahead swing, like my good friends in the band High Pulp. They're not nominated for and won Alternative Jazz Group of the Year. And that band is incredible, guys. If you haven't checked out High Pulp, check them out. They have one CD out. They're working on another one.
Is there an address or anything for that? Do you know? Not sure. Don't worry about it. I'll just tell people to check it out.
Yeah. Just Google search High Pulp. The name of their first album is called Bad Juice.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I have had the pleasure. I'm on their second album, and I've done many shows with them. And that they're a wonderful example of the. I don't want to go so far into say that they truly represent the improvisational, dream, but like the diversity that is present in that group through musical backgrounds is incredible. You can hear everything. You can hear, super dirty James Brown funk. You hear, like super in bebop jazz. You hear the avant-garde jazz. You hear, Japanese funk from the 70s. You hear Swedish, Northern European synth sounds. You hear it all in that group. They're incredible. yeah, you guys got to check out High Pulp. And also, you got to check out Smack Talk.
Yes.
Sidney
Yes.
Hauser's band Smack Talk. You got to check those guys out. You know, another jazz-based group that has gone, you know, in a more rock funk, neo-soul alternative direction. And there are so many other groups out there, but those are two that I'm especially proud to play with that aren't, you know, straight ahead jazz.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for mentioning those things. I want to make sure. Hey, just a little bit of a plug for donations. I would so greatly appreciate any donations because it goes towards the show, and I can also break off some for the artists, the guests and stuff that I have here. There's a lot of hours that goes into putting this together, and I left the things there. You can find it in the description, all the places that you can send donations to.
I need new socks, guys. Look at this.
There we go.
I got holes in my socks. Donate.
Holes in the socks. We got to fix that.
Donate.
We've got to fix that. Come on now.
Donate.
If you include an email in your email address in the description of the whichever app you use to send a donation, I will send to you a high resolution is it a JPEG or a I think it well I'll send you a high resolution picture. It's the art that you'll see at the very beginning, and you're going to see it again here in the end. That was made by Nathan Collar. And so I want to go ahead and put a plug out there. Thank you to Nathan Collar for making that art.
Nathan, it's incredible.
That art is it's so good. Also, I want to put a shout out again to Soul Canvas. Make sure you check out soulcanvasart.com. I'm so grateful to Elena Mack and to Devon Lewis for putting that whole thing together and for featuring Alex on there along with many other artists. So make sure you go check out soulcanvasart.com and just check out their stuff. Because it's super cool. It's very, very cool. Very high quality. As you saw from the video earlier, very high quality stuff they put out there. A lot of work goes into that. So again, thank you. One last thing, and that is, I like to end the show with everybody giving a sort of, if you'd say like, it could be a mantra. It could be, I want like a message. If you had one, something you could speak into the ears of the world all at once.
Oh man!
Like what is something that you might say to the world? This is your opportunity. Just kind of like, just speak to everybody.
Wow, I really wish I had prepped for this.
Speak from your heart.
I will.
What would you say?
I will. And this is something that I've been thinking about a lot recently. Make sure that you take time to listen. There's so many things out there, so much information flying at you. So many things that you are aware of, so many things that we see, and every day, every hour, every minute, and it's impossible to take it all in, right? And so you make sure you take some time to listen to yourself, right, about what's important to you. Take that time to listen to yourself, what resonates deeply with you, and then seek that out and listen to it. Listen to yourself. Listen to what's out there. Let it be a sounding board. Choose what you want to absorb. Just like improvisation, just like the music, you're a powerful force, and you choose how you want to be. Nothing is determined for you. It's all up to you. But how can you ever have that choice if you don't open yourself up to what's out there? Make sure you listen to what's what's out there.
There you have it. Alex Dugdale, y'all. the very, very inspiring words. I really appreciate you taking the time to say that and to speak from your
Thanks.
heart like that.
I tried.
Yeah, it's amazing what all these artists that I bring in here, what they have to say. So and like Mr. Rogers a little bit. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was a weekly Wednesday sessions. Happens every Wednesday, and I appreciate you all hanging out with us. And I hope to see you next week. Next week we have
CD Littlefield.
CD Littlefield.
I'm going to be outside the window woo girling.
That's so awesome.
No, I'm gonna do it.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Shall we play him off just a little bit?
Yeah.
I'll do a little bit, kind of like hanging in D here.
Okay.
Little D blues.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.